We're looking at your stock down about 5% after hitting a record high yesterday. I think there's still a lot of questions about this road to recovery. On the earnings call last night, you talked about Israel being a case study for the vaccine rollout and how quickly that can translate into travel bookings. Can you just talk to us about what you're exactly seeing there and implications for this broader recovery in travel?
Well, it's not just Israel. I mean, Israel's a good case example of where you have 50% of the people getting inoculated. And all of a sudden, when the government says, OK, you can travel, people want to travel. But we saw that in the UK. Prime Minister Johnson, he says, here's the planned recovery, getting out of this crisis. And as soon as people looked at that, they went out, they want to start booking. And we're seeing these green shoots for summer bookings. We're seeing it in the UK, as I just mentioned. We're seeing it in Germany, but not everywhere. Look, it's all going to depend on how fast do these vaccines get rolled out. So one, people feel safe to travel, and two, governments feel it's safe to let people travel and those restrictions go away.
Yeah, and then there's the question, Glenn, about hotels versus homes. I've spoken with the CEOs of Marriott and Expedia over the past week, both of them telling me they're looking to build their home rental category to compete with Airbnb. What's your game plan? How does Booking try to beat Airbnb at its own game?
Well, the one thing I'm really glad is I don't say we have to build it because we got it. We're doing a lot of business in that area, and we've talked about this in the past. Look, we've always offered both. We offer homes and we offer hotels. We let the customer choose what they want. And we think we have an advantage because by offering those things on the same page, people can compare and contrast and choose what they really want. We know that when a lot of people come, they're not sure what they want, and we're offering both. So I think we have a great hand to play.
Glenn, it's Sarah. Just to zero in a little more on the recovery question, you're waiting for vaccines. We're all waiting for vaccines. When we do see that happen at a widespread level in the U.S., whether it's this summer or potentially in the fall, everybody's trying to figure out what the pent-up demand for travel looks like. What is your expectation? How strong could it be?
Well, it's hard to say, but I think we have a little bit of a history with what happened last summer. We saw when people came out of lockdowns, out of the spring, they wanted to travel. We had a fairly strong, well, let's say stronger than we thought, last summer because people did have that pent-up desire to travel. I don't know about you, but I want to travel. I haven't gotten anywhere. I want to get going. So anecdotally, I hear a lot of the same things from people. But we'll see. We'll see what is the availability going to be. Airlines, imagine that we do end up with this huge demand comes back. Do they have the capacity? They've parked a lot of planes. Will they be able to provide it? Wouldn't that be a good problem to have, though, that we have too much demand and there's not enough flights?
Yeah, we're already beginning to see some signals of that, Glenn. I wonder, the way the vaccine rollout is happening logistically, it goes to the older population first. I wonder, can we game that out and argue that if older people are vaccinated first, maybe they have more discretionary income being retired? Does that mean luxury outperforms, or is that a stretch?
Interesting thought. I really haven't gone that far into the details. But one thing we do see is how much faster these vaccines are being rolled out. I saw Connecticut just announced they're dropping down to, I think, 55 in a couple of weeks. I don't think that's that old. And going down further and further. Look, we're getting more and more of these vaccines distributed. The Johnson & Johnson thing, hopefully very shortly we'll have that one out. That's the key thing. Get those vaccines distributed. And it's sad, it's just not going fast enough. The U.S., okay, we're doing okay. We know some states not doing as well as others. But you go outside the U.S., we're an international company. We are based on doing the best travel around the world. In a lot of countries, there's not a lot of progress being made there. And we need the whole world to get safe with vaccines if we want to have a real strong recovery for all the travel.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.